Hey everybody, Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Grace and I'm so thankful that you're here. If you're returning, you probably noticed that I'm in a very different location. If you remember, I just did a huge, all the way across the country, cross-country move with my family from Idaho to Alabama. So we are now in Alabama. I don't want to talk about this for too long because I don't want to bore you, but I'm sorry that I've been super MIA for all of December. I had a huge plan for December, even though it's a busy month. But because we had that cross-country move and we lost our internet like 10 days before the move, I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to upload videos? And I wasn't going to have time to go to a coffee shop for a few hours. That just wasn't going to happen. And then we got to Alabama and my sister's family came for Christmas and it was just chaos. So here we are, January. Today's January 3rd, I think. And so I'm a little bit behind on my kind of New Year videos. So those are just going to happen throughout January, starting with today's video. I don't really know what I'm going to title this video. I don't want to say New Year's resolutions because I feel like resolutions have so much pressure, which is why, after January, most of us they fly away and we feel like we've failed. These are maybe more like goals. Also, I don't know if you can hear that. My babies are trying to nap, as always, and clearly they're not napping. If you hear cooing in the background, that's the monitor. Anyway, so maybe they're like 2024 goals, but these aren't your typical go to the gym 5 days a week or stop eating sugar. They're smaller and more attainable things, and my goal behind this video is to not make you feel like a failure. With something like going to the gym 5 days a week. If by February you're down to 3 days a week or 2 days a week, you feel like you've failed. 2024, it's just gone. But these are they're not necessarily every single day. There is one that's every single day, but they're the type of things if you mess up for a week or two, it's okay. You can get back on that horse. So these are goals for myself and hopefully you will find them helpful as well. I have 5 of them, so let's jump in. First off, what I always encourage people to do is pick a word for that year. It can just be a word that you can go back to throughout the year to remember, this is my mission, this is my purpose for this year. So my past couple words for the past few years have been really, really helpful. A couple years ago, it was health because not necessarily physical health, it was more mental health because I was really struggling with depression, but I could kind of see that I was on an upward hill. I don't know. And so I wanted to really work on my mental health that year. Last year, my word was present because I'm very future minded. And so I wanted, knowing that I was going to give birth and have children for the first time. And everyone told me just appreciate every moment. They'll grow up so fast. I wanted to be really present. And I think that helped me so much. So this year, my word is joy. And the reason is because we made this huge move and we were really sad to leave Idaho, but I'm really excited for this new chapter of our life. Also, my girls are almost a year old, so they're getting into toddlerhood. So not only is that going to be really stressful, but it's also so fun to see their childhood is really, really beginning. They're really developing personalities and they're having fun doing games and activities. And so I want this just to be a really fun year. I almost picked the word fun, but I think joy encompasses fun, happiness, all that kind of things. So also for my own personal joy is, again, on that mental health journey, I really feel through prayer and the Lord working in my life and medication, I really feel my depression journey is, if you have a mental health issue, it can come back at any time, but I really feel hopeful that I'm getting back to my old self and that joy is really tangible again. So that's my word for the year. What's yours? If you have one or you want to talk to people down below, let us know what your word of the year is. I love talking about that kind of stuff. Okay, so here are my 5 2024 goals or kind of resolutions of the year in no particular order. This first one is kind of big, and I'm actually going to make a whole video or a couple videos about that coming up over the next few weeks, and that is budgeting. Specifically, not treating myself too much. So I am in my budget girl era, you guys. We are saving to buy a house. We are figuring out, my husband just started a new job, his kind of new career, and I need to make money somehow, but right now I'm not really. So we are in budget girl era. So specifically when it comes to treating yourself, I don't know. I think that, treat yourself really came from Parks and Rec, but the difference was Donna and what was his name? Oh my gosh, what was his name? They treated themselves once a year. And yes, it was a huge thing and they went to spas and bought all the things and blah, blah, blah. But that was once a year. I feel like there's a mentality, and I totally fall for it, now that you treat yourself if you've had, a tummy ache, or you treated yourself if someone was rude to you at work, or, you treat yourself all the time. And that's really unhealthy when it comes to budgeting. And I have fallen victim to that for sure. I'll treat myself with Taco Bell. I don't treat myself with like designer bags. I'm not putting myself into like major debt, but I definitely spend money where I shouldn't. And so that is a goal of mine, to be careful how I treat myself and how often I treat myself. It's okay to treat yourself occasionally. It totally is. But treating yourself shouldn't be like medication for a bad day. Just like, most of us are trying not to treat ourselves with, sweets, because that can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. I'm the same way too. So just to be healthier when it comes to how I spend my money, I need to not impulse buy, not be influenced by influencers. If I see something I want to purchase, I need to sit on it for a few weeks and see if it's actually something that I truly want, truly need, that fits in our budget. Next up, this is the only one, well, sort of, kind of the only one that is like a daily thing, and I've already failed. It's January 3rd, and I've basically already been failing. So this is to do 15 minutes a day of either, or both, but either 15 minutes of cleaning or 15 minutes of working out. So here's the thing. 15 minutes of cleaning is not that hard for me. I actually kind of enjoy cleaning, and I like a clean house. So if you set a timer for 15 minutes, even if your house is a disaster, you would be amazed what you can do in 15 minutes. So setting a timer, straightening up, decluttering, doing a load of laundry, folding a load of laundry, changing your sheets, whatever. It doesn't even have to be like a whole bunch of tasks. Pick one task a day. You would be amazed what you can accomplish in 15 minutes. Same goes for working out. I know for me, just being a mom, I get my heart rate up all the time, and I'm picking up 20-pound babies all the time, and I'm running after them and things like that. So I'm naturally more active than I have been in a long time. But the idea of to be a successful, workout day, I need to spend 45 minutes to an hour working out. I often don't have that time. So 15 minutes a day. My friend Olivia, who I had on the channel, I'll link those somewhere. I think they're over here. She is a postpartum and pregnancy. I can't think of words today, you guys. It's been a crazy morning. Fitness instructor. That's the words. But she and I have been working together some, and she had this idea that busy moms get intimidated, like I just said, of 45 minutes to an hour. So she had the idea that what can you accomplish if you just do 15 minutes of working out a couple times a week? And I've kind of been her guinea pig. And you guys, no joke, I have seen such a difference in those 15 minutes. So don't get so discouraged that this can't be my healthy year because I don't have 45 minutes to an hour every day or 5 days a week even. Doing 15 minutes of a workout on YouTube, a 15-minute walk, whatever you can do, 15 minutes of lifting your baby up and down, that can be really, really great. So that is one of my goals, is just 15 minutes a day of cleaning or working out. This next one might sound a little bit cheesy, but let me explain. So what I have written here is accept myself / thrive in who I am. What I mean by that is So I kind of have two parts of my personality. I have a really, really outgoing, extroverted, I'm an Enneagram 7. If you know anything about Enneagram 7s, they are the life of the party. They want fun all the time. They're the person that you want to come on your night out because they will make it fun. I'm totally an Enneagram 7, but then I also have this side of me who is a total homebody. I get really shy and I get quiet, and it just depends on the day and the situation. And to be totally honest with you, my entire life, I have really hated that side of me, the shy, quiet side, even though it's weird because I totally like that about other people. There are so many loud people in this world, you guys. I love a quiet person. I love a person who observes, who listens, and then offers their thoughts very sparingly, and they're usually very wise. I love that kind of person, but I don't love it in myself. But you know what? We just moved to a new location. I want to make friends, but I'm really going to have to put myself out there, joining a new church, going to new activities, joining clubs, whatever it is. And there are going to be some days that I am super outgoing and bubbly and fun, and people are going to want to be my friend. And then there's going to be days that I'm going to be really self-conscious and quiet and awkward. And I want to be okay with that side of myself. So I'm really going to work on, I don't really know how I'm going to do that, through prayer and probably reading some books. I want to really accept myself. There's a book called Quiet. I will link it down below. It has a longer sub thing, but it's all about subtitle. That's the word. It's all about introverts, and it is so fascinating. And I'm definitely an introvert, even though most Enneagram 7s are extroverts. I'm an introvert. But when I read that, I read it years ago, but when I read it, I felt so good about myself. I was like, introverts rock. So I would encourage you to read that if you haven't. Again, I will link it down below. Take a gander. Whether you're an extrovert and you need to understand introverts, or you're an introvert and you want to celebrate who you are, read that book. But I just want to love who I am, both sides. All right, here we go. 2 more. These are a little bit more surface level, but they're also really fun. So they kind of go hand in hand. Y'all, I'm 32, and I've always liked clothing, fashion, skincare, makeup, but I've never cared that much. I really dressed for whatever I wanted to dress, did my makeup however I wanted to, which is fine. That's what you should do. Don't let people, freak out about trends and I don't know, there's so much pressure nowadays, especially if you're on TikTok, of what's cool and what's not. So dress for yourself. But something that I've become more interested in the last couple of years is not only dressing the styles that I like, but also dressing for what I look like. Basically what I mean is I have recently gotten into finding out what my color season is. I'm a light summer. And I never really cared about that, but in the last year or so, oh my gosh, that is a giant squirrel outside. Whoa. Anyway, now that I've paid more attention to what my actual colors are, I understand how that can really affect your confidence. What I mean by the styles that I'm drawn to are bohemian styles. I love boho style. If I could dress like Lauren Daigle every single day of my life, that would be awesome. But a lot of those garments are bright reds and oranges and yellows and really saturated colors, which is gorgeous. But I would wonder, literally for years, I would buy a piece of clothing that I just thought was so beautiful, and I would be so excited, and then I'd put it on myself, and I'd be like, why don't I love this? I mean, I still love it, but why don't I gravitate, I don't pick those garments out? And I probably wasted money, to be totally honest. But then I would have something like this shirt that I like. This plaid is fine. I love boho, but I also love lumberjack too. But anyway, this isn't exactly my style, and I wouldn't necessarily go for this shirt. But when I put it on, when I put it on this morning, I was like, why do I love this? Why do I feel good in this? And it's because it's on my color palette. And so it's not that I refuse to buy the saturated things that I love. If I love a garment, it's okay. But I want to be a little bit more conscious of choosing my colors. So I have a Pinterest board that has all my different color palettes. I'm a light summer. I don't know if I said that. I think I did. And so when I go to Target or go on ThredUp or wherever that I'm going to buy a piece of clothing, I want to just look at the clothing options and maybe not necessarily just pick, the orange, because I'm drawn to orange, or like the dark green, where there might be kind of like a teal or, some sort of pastel-y color, a pastel purple that actually would look way better on me. Maybe I'll pick that instead. So again, wear whatever makes your heart happy, but finding out your color palette when it comes to clothes and makeup is pretty cool. And it does, I don't know, for me, I do feel more confident. Like I did my hair and my makeup in my colors today, and I feel really pretty today. And I know that's not super important, but it's also, it's just a simple way to kind of brighten your day a little bit. And then finally, this is my last one. Along the same lines of the makeup, fashion, whatever, is, and this is no fault to, I'm not faulting my mother in any way, but I don't think I was taught very much about skincare. And like with Gen Z, skincare is so important. Like girls be starting like retinol in their 20s. I did not know all that. And I am not the least bit afraid of aging. I think aging is beautiful, and it's a privilege that many don't get to experience. So I am not trying to look like I'm 18, you guys. But I also didn't know about, how important it is to wear SPF every day. How, different serums can be really, really beneficial. So I do want to take skincare more seriously this year. I really started that last year, but I didn't know how bad it was to fall asleep with a full face of makeup. I didn't know until like a year ago or so. And so I want to take that more seriously. Again, I'm not trying to look like I'm 21 years old until I'm 70. I don't care about that. I'm 32. I'm fine looking 32. But I also think there are preventative things that you can do to maybe make me not look like I'm 60 when I'm actually 30, So I'm going to do that. And that goes along with just small healthy choices. I want to be drinking more water. I want to be watching my sugar intake, all that kind of stuff. But I'm not putting myself on like this crazy train of like, no sugar for 2024. No, I'm still going to enjoy a Twix every once in a while. But I want to make small changes, those 15 minutes a day of working out, that I think in the long run are attainable, but can make a big difference. So that's it. Those are my 5 things. Let me know if you are going to join me on any of these 5 things, or what small changes you want to make in 2024. This can be, I hope, a really good year for a lot of us. For me, I don't know if it can beat 2023 because I had my babies. But I really am hopeful for the joy that is going to come with this year. I hope and I pray. So I thank you guys for watching. If you made it to the end and you're not subscribed yet, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I have a long list of videos that are going to be coming out now that I have it set up and things like that. So I'm really, really excited. I have some vlogs coming out. I have more 2024 type videos. We are going to be living with my folks for a few months while we save up for a house. So that is why this is not my house, y'all. This is not my house. This is my mom's house. So my mom is an amazing woman and very wise. And so I'm going to have her feature on some videos and share some of her budgeting wisdom, her successful life wisdom, her motherhood wisdom, all that kind of stuff. So, and she's just a gem. So you have that to look forward as well. So please consider subscribing. You can hit that little bell. I try to upload every Thursday, and Monday and Thursday are my hopeful upload days. Doesn't always happen, but we're going to try. So I hope that you had a wonderful Christmas, a happy, happy New Year, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.